guys, and welcome back to a new video. This is sort of like a special video for many reasons. One, this is actually the first sit down video I am filming in Korea. Like, if you haven't kept up with my videos or anything, then you wouldn't have known that I have moved to Korea, like, I think almost a week ago now. I'm here in Korea almost a week already, and I will be staying here for at least 4 months until the end of the year. But I obviously do want to continue making videos for you guys whilst I'm in Korea. So pretty big change in scenery. I hope this lighting is okay. Like, I'm in a room, like, even though I have like the biggest room, I don't have like the best natural daylight. Literally, when I open my windows, all I see is a gray wall in front of me. And I've also like closed the curtains now, so I'm actually glad I brought my ring light from the Netherlands to here. So I really hope this lighting is sort of okay. I also want to thank you guys for the fact that I have reached 500 subscribers on my channel. I know that 500 doesn't sound like a lot compared to those very big YouTubers with thousands of subscribers, but for me 500 is sort of pretty special to me because it means that 500 people are interested in watching my videos. So I am very grateful for that, so thank you guys so much. I actually low-key hope that we can reach the 1,000 before the end of the year, because that would be very cool. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much, and I'm very happy that you guys really all enjoy my videos. To prevent me rambling too much, let's get on right away with this video. As you can tell by the title, I'll be talking to you guys about my favorite K-pop releases of 2023. I actually thought of making another like favorite K-pop albums at the time video, because I already did like 2 of those, but one, I literally don't have any albums with me right now, because obviously I'm not gonna take my full album collection to Korea, and I actually haven't even bought albums here yet. So I thought it would be a cooler idea to just like talk to you guys about my favorite releases from 2023. I have them all like over here. These favorites are actually based off my Spotify playlist, because I've been the type of person now that if I really like a song, then I'll add it to my Spotify playlist, not just because it's popular. I used to do that like quite a lot, and then I just ended up with hundreds of songs I didn't even listen to, and I just saved it for the sake of it. I cut it down to like 20 releases. It can be full albums on its own or just certain songs, so not necessarily the album. But yeah, I'm gonna talk all about it in this video. So yeah, enough rambling, let's get on with this video. So the first release, like, this is all in random order, by the way, and not to be biased or anything, but it does deserve its first mention, and that is ENHYPEN's Dark Blood album. Like, I absolutely really love how they brought back the whole vampire theme, because if you follow ENHYPEN, then you know that like vampires is really like their concept and like their storyline and stuff like that, and they definitely did bring that back with Dark Blood. Obviously there were some references here and there with Manifesto, but the thing is, like, the reason why I also really loved the whole Dark Blood release is even the songs itself. You could really even hear in the songs and in the lyrics all those references to like vampires and their lore and stuff like that, because in my personal opinion they did it not that much with Manifesto, even though I also really loved Manifesto Day 1. But yeah, I really like Dark Blood, everything about it, the songs, and like every single song is chef's kiss. Even though Fate, like, they really pulled another foreshadow with that one, because Fate really deserves its full song. Like, I'm still Belift, we want full versions of the intros and outros, especially Foreshadow and Fate. Like, please. Yeah, absolutely really love all the songs on there. The second release I'm gonna talk about is TXT's Tomorrow by Together's The Name Chapter Eternity. They released it right at the beginning of this year with title track Sugar Rush Ride. I absolutely also really love that whole album as well. I love all the B-sides on it as well. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Happy Fools first, but now I actually really like it. And I've also been liking Coi Leray as well. Maybe that's why I started to actually enjoy Happy Fools on it, because Coi Leray is on it. Also Tinnitus, and I absolutely really love the album, but I really do have to say that Sugar Rush Ride is still my favorite track of the entire album. So good. And I know that TXT, just like ENHYPEN and BTS, TXT also has like its own lore and stuff like that, but I still don't really know a lot about that lore, because yeah, I've been more focused on ENHYPEN. But yeah, I really love the whole concept of TXT, really like this whole fairy world magical land where they are. And yeah, I also really feel like TXT's songs also really tell sort of a story, which I really like, so that's why I was also a big fan of this release. I actually heard that they are making a comeback pretty soon, I believe, so I hope so, and I really hope it's gonna be a bop as well. Well, definitely, because I don't did TXT ever have like bad songs? The next release I'm gonna talk about is Beautiful Liar by Monsta X, which was also released at the beginning of this year. I absolutely really like this song. It really has this whole like, I don't know, it's just the way the song is built from the start all the way to the end. I just like it, and it's also a sort of an anti-climax chorus, which I really like. I know not a lot of people are like fan of this whole anti-climax choruses, but I actually really liked it. So it was like very boom, but it's just sort of like as if they brought it back to the beginning, like, because that's how the song also like started with the chorus. So yeah, I really love everything about it. I think it's also sort of special since the Monsta X members will be enlisting pretty soon. I think almost all of them have already enlisted right now or are gonna enlist. So yeah, that's why I also really like the release as well. But since it's sort of like a special release, I know they like released it without Shonu because he was still like in the military, whilst he has come back now. Yeah, it's sort of like the last release before we just has like the majority of the members, if that makes sense. The next release I'm gonna talk about is actually from a K band, and they're called Lucy. If you don't know Lucy, they're very good. I really love all their songs. I don't know what it is, it just gives me a happy feeling listening to it. And my favorite release of them this year is Unbelievable from their album Insert Coin, and I really love the song, and I also really love the music video of it. Like, it's so playful and nice, and I don't know, like, also the lead singer, I forgot his name to be honest. Like, I'm not that much into Lucy, but I do really like a lot of their songs. I don't know, it's just when you listen to it, I think you understand what I mean. Like, it's so calming and nice to listen to. Like, I really feel like when you're having a bad day, just listen to Lucy. Like, their songs can really like uplift you and has this whole like nice vibe, which I really like. So I also really see that with the song and the MV as well. So I haven't listened to the B-side yet. I think I'll take a look at it, but yeah, it's also my favorite release. Next one is Madness from Astros, Moonbin and Sanha. I really love the song, but I do have to say I really couldn't listen to it the same anymore after Moonbin's passing, but still love the song nevertheless. Also the music video, I really love the dark vibes they went for. I actually really do love all the songs of Moonbin and Sanha, like their music as a subunit. I really like it, and this is why it's also low-key sad to realize that this was like their last release as a duo. But I absolutely really love the song. I love everything around it. I could still listen to it, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't, it feels very different, if you know what I mean. So next release I'm gonna talk about is Rover from Kai. Like, do we need an explanation, guys? First of all, it is Kai, and second of all, like, I don't know, it's just the first time I heard it I was like, I think you won't get it if you're not from the Netherlands, but it really gave that whole Dutch hip-hop vibes. I think a lot of Dutch people are probably going to be like, how dare you compare Kai's song to like Dutch hip-hop, but it sort of gave me that vibe that like when you go to like a club in Rotterdam, for example, and they play those like hip-hop and urban songs, I really feel like Rover would definitely fit into it and people would like dance and stuff. But then I also heard it was actually a remake of a Bulgarian song, I believe, so that's why I wasn't surprised when I was like, oh, that's why it's giving also sort of that vibe, you know, like sort of European hip-hop urban style, if you know what I mean. Next is BTS Jimin's solo album Face. I absolutely really love it, and when I heard Set Me Free Part 2, I was really like, oh my god, this is such a bop. Like, I know there were like mixed feelings on it from some people because, yeah, sort of, I know the chorus is like quite repetitive, but like at the same time it just gave a very nice feeling. And also the music video, you could really see like this is like Jimin. What I actually really like about all BTS their solo releases is you can really finally see their true colors, like who they really are as an individual artist. Like, I know they're amazing as a group as well, but just seeing them like individually, you can really see like their true colors, if that makes sense. So music wise, that is. So I also could definitely see that with Jimin as well. I also really love Like Crazy. but I'm not really a fan of like the whispering at the beginning of the and the end. Like if they just left it out like that, then it would be totally like amazing. I still love the song nevertheless. It's just the whole vibe around it, and also with Like Crazy. I don't know what it is, but I have a sort of soft spot for like 80s synthesizer sort of type of music. If you listen to The Weeknd, then you know what I mean, that sort of type of music. And I've seen it with lots of other releases within K-pop as well. Like I really have a soft spot for that, so whenever I do hear that, I tend to like the song like right away. Next release is maybe a release not a lot of you know. Like I think it's also from like a, I don't know if they're a rookie group because I don't know how long they've been existing, and it's Trends, and the song I've been loving this year is called New Days. Like when you listen to it, like it's a sort of very calming song, also in a sense like it's so simple with like this guitar, and it also sort of reminds me of some like American calm rock bands. Like if you listen to the song, then you'll know what I mean. But it's also such a good song. Like if you're feeling down, New Days are coming. Even though I'm not 100% sure about the meaning of the lyrics, like it sort of gives that feeling, you know? The next song, which sort of gives like a similar vibe but not very completely, and that is Spring Breeze by Kim Jae-won. Kim Jae-won is a former member of 101, and he released Spring Breeze this year, and it's sort of like a, the name says it itself, like spring breeze, and you can sort of hear like a whistle throughout the song, and it's sort of also like a very calming song. Like you know that like when you're sitting like in the bus or in the car and you're driving through this like field of grass and the sun is shining and you're just having like a main character moment, like staring out of the window, looking outside, and with that song in the background, it sort of gives that vibe. And the next release I'm gonna talk about is Blackpink Jisoo's solo album Me, and I really love Flower. Like it's such a very cool song, and you can definitely tell it fits her. The same with like the MV. Like I also feel like just what I said with BTS, also with Blackpink, if you listen to their solo songs, then you can really tell they have their own like true colors. I definitely could tell with Jennie, Rose, and Lisa as well. And now Jisoo finally has like her own solo where she can like really show like what her musical colors actually are, if that makes sense. So I've been really loving her album, and I've definitely been loving Flower. It's a very cool song. Yeah, I really love the simplicity of like her solo, if that makes sense. The next release I'm gonna talk about is IVE's I Am. Like I really have to say, I think I Am is like their best title track so far. I know that Love Dive was amazing and they kept coming back with amazing releases with like Afterlife as well, but I really feel like I Am definitely topped it. Like I really love the song so much, and it really gives like a great vibe to it. It's just when it came out, I just noticed myself constantly listening to it on repeat, and it doesn't happen with a lot of songs that I listen to them on repeat. So when I do, that means I absolutely really like the song, and I keep listening to it until I get sick of it. Like I'm not sick of it, it's just I've stopped listening to it on repeat, if that makes sense. So yeah, I absolutely really love the album. The B-sides on there are amazing as well. I really haven't still decided yet what my favorite B-side is, but yeah, I think I'm still gonna keep it with the title track because it's very good. And the next release I'm gonna talk about is Wait For You from Plave. If you're not familiar with Plave, Plave is like a sort of AI like boy group as well, so it's very like animated when you watch their MVs and stuff. So they're not like an actual boy group, but like sort of computer animated, if that makes sense. So I really love Wait For You. It's such a beautiful song. Like I don't know, it just really gets you in the feels, and it's very sort of emotional as well at the same time. So it's very beautiful, and also the MV just really complements it as well. So yeah, I really want to check out more of Plaves' like music, and but yeah, I've been really loving this song. Guys, sorry for the bad quality, but this is me currently editing. I actually completely forgot to include another song because I literally just realized that I accidentally skipped one song. And the release I want to talk about, which I'm gonna just insert here like right away, I don't care, is Super from 17. Like oh my god, that song is just, also the MV and everything, it's just everything. Like I love the whole vibe of it. It also sort of, if you watch the MV, it sort of gives like sort of that very traditional Korean vibe, and you can also sort of hear it like in the chorus, I feel like. and it also sort of has like an anticlimax chorus, which I like. So yeah, and but also it gives like anticlimax, but it's also like hyped up like at the same time, which I really feel like 17 did an amazing job on that. So yeah, I also really love that release. I just want to include that one real quick here. The next release I'm gonna talk about is Oneness and their song Erase Me. I also really love like their pre-release. It was like Unforgettable? Wait, I have to look it up. Unforgettable, from their album Pygmalion? Is that how you say it? Like, and then it has Erase Me as title track. When I heard Unforgettable, like, I was really like, oh, I actually really like this song, and it turned out to be a pre-release. And when I heard Erase Me, I don't know, it's just, when I listen to it, it feels so good. Like, it's very like this upbeat tempo, and it's also sort of like a, I don't know, it's just when you listen to it, then you know what I mean. But yeah, I've literally been a Wanna stan from the very beginning, ever since they came out with Valkyrie. They've literally been releasing bops and bops, and I'm so glad that since the past 2 years they have been finally getting more recognition, and lots of people are getting now familiar with their music. And yeah, I've been really loving this release, and I think Erase Me is definitely my favorite title track of them so far. Unforgettable is just also like this very, how do you describe it? It also sort of gives like a band vibe, but not completely. Sort of similar with Lucy, but also not completely as well. I think like if you listen to it, then you know what I mean. So yeah, but also really been loving this release. And the next release I'm gonna talk about is LE SSERAFIM's album Unforgiven. I've been really loving the full album, and Unforgiven, very nice title track, very different compared to Anti-Fragile. I'm still like considering whether Anti-Fragile or Unforgiven is my favorite title track, but I think I'm still gonna go with like Anti-Fragile, because that was like a whole cultural reset. Like having that as your first comeback, like oh my god. I really felt like they sort of showed that they really deserved the hype and the popularity they deserve and got with Unforgiven as well. And also really like the whole concept and MV of it, like this very like cowgirl western type of concept. I really liked it. But I've also been absolutely loving the B-side that everyone knows, Eve Psych and Bluebird's Wife. But I do have to say, like, Hype really needs to stop making all those remixes. I know the song is popular, like we get it, but like having so many releases and featured artists, like we know the song is popular, but let's let it rest for now, okay? So, but yeah, I also been obsessed with Eve Sykes and Bluebird's Wife, but I am gonna stay with the original, even though there's an English version, there's a remix featuring that artist, there's a version featuring Demi Lovato, but I really like the song. Okay, the next release I'm gonna talk about is not really K-pop, but I do feel like it sort of deserves like a place in my list, to be honest, and that is &TEAM. If you don't know &TEAM is a Japanese boy group under Hype. But with this release, like I'm talking about their first comeback album, First Howling We, with the title song Firework and B-side Road Not Taken, but they also put Korean versions of the songs Scent of You, and they also made a Korean version of Firework, and with that album they actually sort of made their debut in the Korean music scene. But yeah, I've been really loving that release, but I do have to be honest, I'm more a fan of the Japanese version of Firework instead of the Korean one. Firework is just like, it's an amazing song, like you should check it out if you haven't. The next song I want to talk about is Overdrive from WeI, from their album Love Part 3 if I said it correct. Wait, I have to check. Yeah, Love Part 3 Eternally. The thing is, like, I'm not a huge WeI stan, but I really happen to notice that I've been loving almost all their title tracks, and I also have it with this one, Overdrive. It's such a feel-good song, also a very nice song for summer. When you're listening to it, it sort of gives me that feeling like, yo, you only live once, let's get it all away, live your life to the fullest. Like, that's what the lyrics also say, living life in overdrive. Like, if you really need like a boost or like a motivational song, then this is the song for you, really. And I also really love the whole summery vibes of it as well, especially if you watch the music video. The next release we're going to talk about is Zero Base One's first studio album, Youth in the Shade. If you don't know Zero Base One is a boy group that was created in the survival show Boys Planet, so the boys equivalent of Girls Planet, which created Kepler. I really love the album. It definitely fits them as like their personalities and like the characters, like I don't know, it just really fits all together so perfectly. and I also really love the title track In Blue. And I think my favorite b-side from that album is New Kids on the Block. Like, it's sort of chill, fresh song. The second last release I'm gonna talk about is Jungkook's song 7. Like, can I say, guys, I was very surprised and shocked about this release. Really thought it was gonna be a special song like that. And when I saw that there was gonna be an explicit version of it, I thought he was just gonna curse like at some point. But let me tell you guys, once the song came out, I was so shocked. I was literally shocked by the song. I was literally like, oh, so that's what he meant with 7. And the final release I'm gonna talk about is EPEX with their song Sun Shower. I have been listening to some EPEX songs. I think, yeah, I do have been liking like all their title tracks, but when I heard Sun Shower, it just felt so like uplifting and amazing and perfectly for summer. It's just, when I really like to listen to that song when like the sun is out and stuff like that. So it's also really like a whole feel-good song full of sunshine, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really love the song. I really like EPEX as well. I'm not that big of a stan of them, and I'm not too familiar with all the members yet, but I've been really liking the title tracks and their concepts and their MVs as well. So I think I do have to look into them a lot more, but I really like this. So that was like all my favorite releases of 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked, and of course subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time in a new video. Bye bye!